What up, what up, what up?
Hey y'all.
This is episode number 2.
Yes, welcome back to another episode of We Outside After
We
Work
Outside.
podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Dana.
And I'm Aaron.
Yeah, we just realized we did not say our names in the first episode, so
Towards the end we did,
yeah.
but
No, I
hopefully y'all
shouted on
made it there.
I shouted on my Instagram. I didn't even say who I was.
We said your name.
I did.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay. Nonetheless, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. This week, we're going to get into a couple topics today.
But before we get into the topics, it's important to know, how was your work week? You know, because it's been a new week.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that we
First
are
of
getting
all,
into the shits.
we got we got on the same clothes.
Oh, shit. See, what had happened was...
So, guys, just to be
We ain't
transparent,
pre-recorded.
we're literally recording this right after the first episode, so that's why we got on the same clothes. We're just being proactive here. But just to add to your question, I just want to ask, how are you feeling?
Aside from the Casamigos in my cup, I am feeling amazing. Like,
Okay.
seriously, a lot of positive things are going on in my life, and I want to spread that energy. You know, I want
like
you to
that.
have that positive energy. I want the studio to have that positive energy. I want everybody around me to just have that positive energy because that's contagious.
Yes.
So, I mean, we don't bring that negativity around these
So
parts.
what is going on that is positive? Like, give us some examples.
Potential new bags.
Ooh,
we
that's
like
always
bags.
great.
Like Birkins. You feel me?
You got a Birkin?
I don't think men wear Birkins today.
Have you bought a Birkin?
I
You got Birkin money?
I got Burger King money. Oh, Birkin.
Right.
She could get a Burka. Like, ain't get no Birkin. Anyways,
Oh my God.
but nah, it's just me in a new mind state. Just trying to, better myself. My daughter's walking. She's running around the damn house all crazy. I posted a picture on Instagram the other day. She just threw a damn hat on my head.
Yeah.
Shout out
She's
to her.
walking out. How old is she?
She's just turned 1.
Wow.
My son, he's into football. He about to be Randy Moss, so keep an eye out. But
In
less,
the next 10 years?
yes, less about me, more about you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Like, I am in a space where my mental health is number one. My peace is number one. And I've been feeling like that for the past few weeks. So, for example, my apartment is like my sanctuary. So that's where I go to decompress and not really be on my phone too much. And I kind of just get absorbed into shows and movies.
And it looked like an HGTV like ad in her apartment. Like her feng
There's
shui
a
is
lot
on
of
point.
things I feel like can be upgraded, but as of now, it is definitely, like well put together. Like everything is placed. What's the word? Everything is placed
According.
meticulously. Thank you, Marvin. Yes.
Who's
Everything
Marvin?
is-
He's not even here.
That's our engineer.
I'm fucking with you.
But everything is placed meticulously to my liking because you live with someone. You live with someone right now, right? So with that being said, like I've lived with someone previously, but then before that I lived by myself. And I crave just my own space to the point where I'm kind of like, how will I act when I'm in a new relationship and now it's time to go to those next steps and move in together? Like, am I going to be how I was before? Like in the beginning when I moved in with my ex, I was very, I just wasn't really comfortable, and I wasn't comfortable for a few months up until I decided, like, okay, I want to live back by myself.
Were you not comfortable because of his ways or because of your ways?
I'm pretty sure it was me, just because I used to live alone, and he came from living with his parents, and he did live alone for a short amount of time prior to that, but nonetheless, like, I just love my own space and, like, quiet.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm an acquired taste.
Yeah.
If you live with me, you're gonna be like, damn, he's like, I you can tell I live with somebody.
Are you messy?
I'm very messy.
Oh, God.
I'm organized chaos though.
I can't.
Yeah, I know how to clean up. My mother domesticated me really, really well.
Okay. Yeah.
She taught me how to do the dishes.
That's like the bare minimum.
Would you rather do the dishes or not?
No, I got a
did.
dishwasher. I hate doing dishes.
So I don't have nothing to do then.
No, you got to pick up after yourself. Do you do laundry?
I do laundry. Do I fold it? No, but you didn't
Yeah,
ask me
I
that.
hate folding laundry too, so I feel you on that. But yeah, so I'm just at a space where my mental health is just top priority. And like you said, I'm all about positivity and not letting things get to me as well. Because just like in any work environment, there's going to be just work drama, right? And I'm not trying to let any of that trigger me in any way to where like I'm taking that energy home. Absolutely. Or I'm taking it outside the office. I'm like, nope, like once I leave this door at work, like the nonsense stays at work.
And the one thing that I try to do my best is to be that friend that reaches out, right? Because that mental health aspect is important. Like you gotta ask your friends like how they feeling. Because a lot of times we try to have these conversations with each other, it's surface shit. Like, oh, did you see the game that was on? This is why I struggle to have male friends. Yeah. Because me and guys, we can't internalize shit. Whereas, you know,
I think guys open up more anyway with women.
Yeah, because as far as they trying to sleep with y'all.
Not really. Like I have male friends, including you, who like we literally have just like catch up checking conversations.
I'm
like
an anomaly.
One of my friends though, like I'm single, he's single, but we do tend to like go out together. Like we'll go to events and stuff like that. We went to a listening party in the city together where like he's doing his thing and I'm doing my thing, but then we obviously will like talk and be like, oh, how's the night going? Like what, like who'd you talk to? Not in a sense of like we're just trying to.
So he don't feel like he in the friend zone?
What you mean?
That means yes.
Like
mission accomplished.
No,
it's okay. It's okay to be in the friend zone.
It is, but it is okay, right? What is the problem with that? Because I'm in the friend zone.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but I want to be in the friend zone.
I recommend the friend zone because the friend zone is a place of comfort. However, women specifically have to be very careful because when y'all are vulnerable, that person in the friend zone, that's his opportunity to eat. That's where the sharks exist.
I agree, but that's why you gotta, when you are vulnerable and to that point, you need to have female friends that you confide in. Like, yes, you can have male friends, but you can't tell your male friends every little thing. Like, I'm not telling my male friends about, I mean, I kind of do, about, like, people that I'm dating or whatever, but, like, I'm not confiding in them about so many, like, personal family things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, certain boundaries that, like, I know my best friend, Anna, will be that shoulder to lean on for certain stuff.
So, for me, as a guy who put myself in a lot of friend zones because I was not the best boyfriend in the world. Okay.
At least you can take accountability.
All right. It's not the friends that I necessarily have to worry about. It's the new people. So with being in the friend zone as a guy, you really just have to make sure that you prioritize people as friends. Like me and Dana, we've been friends for how fucking long?
Oh gosh, probably like I say 2014.
And it's never been an interruption in that friendship, right? It's always been moving along, moving forward. First off, she tells y'all about what friends she tells business to, and unfortunately, I've heard way too much of people that I've actually seen. So I don't like that as a friend, but as a friend,
hold on, what you mean by that? Like
so. I'm gonna use another friend as an example because you didn't necessarily do this.
Don't use me.
But my one friend, she would always talk to me and she'd be like, "Yeah, he got a big dick. Like, why do I need to know that? Especially when I know this nigga."
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh wow. Yeah, that's TMI.
It's always TMI when you're a real friend. When you're a real friend, you got to deal with shit like that. So it's like, pump them brakes.
See, with me, I think because I already set boundaries for myself and for like certain friends, stuff like that I would know to tell to a female friend. Like what's the purpose of, is she telling you that because y'all are really close?
Yeah, it's comfort.
Okay.
Like I can tell you about girls that I've potentially been with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you about girls that matter. Right? We don't discuss like, oh, this is what my home life is. But
when you tell me about women, like the details of what they look like or how the sex was and stuff like that, we don't talk about that. Like you usually leave that for your male friends.
I don't even give it to them because it's basic.
Okay.
Because I'm a poet, I get a little bit deeper into like, oh, it was so magical and we manifested.
Wow.
You can't say that shit to no niggas.
Yeah,
like,
they'll be like, "Oh, he's on another level with this."
They're gonna be like, what the fuck is he
like,
talking
you good?
about? I don't want to hear your stories. What's your story? Like, they're gonna skip over me because.
Right. Okay. Speaking of dating, since I feel like we're on that border anyway. So speaking of dating, I saw this video on Spiritual Word of this guy who was probably on a podcast too. I didn't really watch the full 2-minute video just because from that short clip of what he was saying, I was like, yeah, no, he just sounds very like just egotistic, and I'm not hearing what he has to say. So he says he was 30 years old, and he says he loves dating younger women, specifically the ones that are around like 21, 23. Mind you, he's 30.
33 actually on a video.
33, okay. But like if you think about it, it's maybe like 9-year age difference, which my parents are 7 years apart, right? Because that was another time anyway.
Another time.
But we're talking about here and now. So also what he said was they're easily swayed, aka they are manipulated easily. They just go along with things because they haven't really had a lot of life experience and they are still transitioning into being an adult. Because, you know, in that like 18, 19, 20, 21 age group, you're just either out of or going to college or going into the workforce, or you don't really know like what you want to do. You know what I mean? So to have that kind of mindset that you're dating from someone who is more experienced, you are in your 30s, it's like, to me, that's just like you want to take advantage of them.
Yes and no. Absolutely. This guy with the missing side tooth, he definitely wants to take advantage over the younger women. Mm-hmm. That's why he won't date a 33-year-old woman, because she's already going to have perspectives and experiences in line. Mm-hmm. However, for me, he's a brave soul. 21-year-olds are a different beast. Mm-hmm. We grew up in a totally different generation.
Before you say what you have to say.
Because I was about to go in on his ass.
I know you was about to, and I want you to. But have you dated younger? And if so, what was the youngest as far as like the age gap?
21.
Okay, and how old were you?
21.
You was 21 too?
I don't remember how old I was.
What was you 30?
I was in my 30s.
Okay, so you literally have the exact same like sentiment as him. So what was your experience?
For starters, it was just like, let me see what it's like. We met on some similar interests type of shit. Okay. And we hit it off. But the first thing that was like a red flag for me was like our musical interests. Mm-hmm. Right? Like first off, she was a little too hood for my liking. She wanted to listen to NBA Youngboy and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't listen to
like,
that.
I don't even know where to start with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to play fucking Avant. And she's like, "Why are you playing this? I don't like this shit."
Yeah, that's like her parents' music.
Yeah, like
not even
because her parents is probably my age.
Right. I listen to that still, like R&B, like 90s. So that's not really that far as far as like, you know, how old that is.
It's like you think that you have these general interests that everyone else have also, right? Like I'm interested in 90s R&B, so she would be too, right? And if she says she's interested in that eccentric shit, like flowetry and all this other stuff that, you know, like I heard it, but I ain't listening to it. Okay. So it's like our interest is already off. And then you get to the point where it's like she just was so aloof. Like, are you intelligent? Like, and I didn't want to make her feel stupid because she's younger than me.
Right. I want to talk about that because, not to cut you off, but I have had conversations with my male friends, and their issue with dating younger, not even dating younger, like even women and like some women in their late 20s, they say their biggest issue is they don't know how to hold a conversation. Like they don't know how, like they can look, you know, like the baddest girl, BBL body, like in shape.
That's not the baddest.
Okay, not BBL body then. But nonetheless, like she looks good, right? And you're like, okay, she's physically attractive, so let me try to get to know her. So from that point, they say when they go out to dinner, these women don't know how to just have basic conversation about like how their day was or what's going on in the world besides like what's going on Instagram. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I couldn't really understand that because I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, what are you looking for? Like, are they not able to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Articulate. I got you. Vocabulary on 1,000.
Yours is, yo, I need that because I be fucking up sometimes. But, like, they can't articulate what they're either going through as far as, like, mentally or, like, what they're looking for in a partner. Like, they're kind of just at dinner because they want to be at dinner.
Because they shouldn't be looking for a partner. Like, I have this very unique perspective. Not just from dating, but sex in general. We get ourselves too bogged down into the feelings and that euphoria in such a fleeting moment that now our whole lives is fucked up. Like, I'm going to be very specific.
Please
right?
do.
I had a child at 20, 21. I'm not going to say my life is over because obviously it isn't, right? But the life that I wanted to live is now over. I have responsibilities, priorities.
Right, your child comes first.
Right, where I had a job fresh out of college. They were going to pay me, it was like $33,000 fresh out of college. And this was 2012. And they were going to move me to Boston, fully paid. $5,000, go wherever you need to go.
And that's a lot for like a college graduate.
And I had a work vehicle with free gas, right? I had to turn it down. Now, luckily, this job made amends for me and made me able to work in Jersey. But it's like, who knows who I could have been if I would have been in Boston, right? But at 21 years old, I made a decision.
You have responsibilities.
Along with my son's mom, for us to be in a situation that we got shit to do. We got shit to take care of. I can't play. Like, and I had these transparent conversations with my son. I'm like, you know, if
you told him this?
Yeah.
Okay. How does he react to it?
He was like, damn, my mom, if I wasn't born, I could have been living in Florida. I was like,
wow.
He on my side. Shout out to Jada. He on my side. But nah, we play about it because it's real. Like,
right.
It is.
And I like the fact that you're not sugarcoating it.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
You can't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
But at 21, like, I would never want to date that person. I wouldn't want to date me from 21 years old.
Okay.
I was a fucking hothead. I didn't know no better. I was just trying to sleep with everything moving. Like, it just wasn't the right
because you were literally transitioning into
independency.
Exactly. And you didn't really know what you wanted to do, but like you said, because you had your child, it was like you still had to be responsible and be there for him.
Yeah, it definitely helped me mature because I was not on the path of maturity at all.
Right. And with that being said, it's like, okay, with all that taken into account, you would not date anyone younger than what, like 25? Do you feel like age matters?
It doesn't matter if her perspective is right or his. So I did meet a fairly younger girl. She was like 24, 25, but she was also in school for not dentistry. She went to Temple for medicine.
Okay.
So,
I think for me,
I was definitely going to take that shot.
Well, actually, you know what? We'll change gears. So for me,
for you, yeah, go ahead.
For me, from my perspective, I am not attracted to younger men.
Most women aren't.
Okay, which is true. But from my perspective, the reason being is because, like, for me, it's not just physical. Like, yes, I need to be attracted to you to want to get to know you more and, like, understand the layers to your personality and who you are outside of just, like, your looks. But I know for a fact most times men who are younger than, I want to say 30, they are still figuring things out. Like, they're figuring out their finances. They're figuring out if they want a serious girlfriend or not. They're still right. Like, they're still in the streets, to be honest. Like,
it's a good place to be. Stay in the streets until you're ready.
Till you're ready. Exactly. But they're still doing a lot of like games and just being like not truthful about certain things because they have so many choices in women, and it's just coming from like a very immature point of view.
I don't think that's fair.
But that's this. Listen,
I'm listening.
This is my perspective and
get
what
you.
I've dealt with. And I'm not saying that men who are over 30 are the complete opposite, but they do have more of a foundation when it comes to like their finances together. Because I feel like with a guy, their number one thing that they're striving for is a better job, to make more money. Like they want to have that in place before they start potentially looking for a wife or like a long-term girlfriend and stuff like that. And I feel like the more experience you have as a person, like the more the older you are, that's just, you know, something that you would have more stable than if you were in your 20s. To me, like that's just been my experience.
Yeah, I'm shying away from it unless you are an anomaly. Like the young girl that I met that was 24 and going to school at Temple, she was literally an anomaly.
Why was she an anomaly though?
Her perspective on life, her grasp towards me, she just was different. Like she was truly a special person that I met. And not to take away from any of the other young women that I may have dealt with in my life, but she just had her life figured out. And I think that was the key, right?
But that's rare. Like, to me,
that's what
yeah,
makes her
you
an
did
anomaly.
say she was an anomaly. But I feel like most people, especially even when you're going to college, like, you don't truly know if you want to do this degree. Like, you don't know, like, if I want to be a freaking lawyer. I know when I was in college, I changed my degree 3 times.
I was about 5.
Because, like, I went into college, wanted to do graphic design because I'm really good with computers, and I did art. I created the logo. But because of that, I'm like, okay, I want to pursue this and see how this goes. But the design program at Kane at that time sucked, and the core classes was like 8 hours long, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. But
Your future.
Right. But then, listen, I didn't want to give up on design completely. Then I switched gears to their, industrial design major. So that was basically understanding, like, how certain things are created and shaped and, like, just the functionalities of it and, like, why certain things is like that. Like, for example, this cup. Like, just the measurements, the dimensions and stuff like that. Like, that's what industrial design is.
Yeah, I'm not in my head, but I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a lot. Anyway, I had to always carry around this big ass sketchbook around campus.
I had a teammament that was industrial
Yeah, it was
design.
like this huge just bag full of my supplies, right?
I'm a fucking art student.
Yeah, like, no, honestly, I think just Kane's program was not the best for art because Kane was known for, like, education, not art. So
fucked that up, didn't I?
But listen, so then I was like, let me just go to the business side. So then I just switched completely to business marketing because when I was in high school, I was a part of the global business
You were
club.
in DECA?
I was in DECA. How you know?
Because everybody was in fucking DECA. Nobody
It
would tell
looked
me
good on your college applications. So
they put everybody in fucking DECA.
did you actually go to the
No,
to
ain't
the
nobody
meetings?
go to DECA.
I did.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. Whatever.
He's a sucker. Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
know.
Mom, guess what? I'm in DECA.
My parents were proud. So whatever.
First off, just a quick little segue. I used to write poems, right? And then we'll go on this website, poetry.com. They must have sent this to every single person who put poetry on poetry.com. Oh, we want your poem is awesome. We're going to put it on a plaque. My mother's like, oh, yeah, I got the best poet in the world. Look at my baby.
Wow.
They do that for everybody, Ma.
But she was
Thank you,
proud
though.
of you.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you didn't feel special when
I
you found
didn't.
out? Damn.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm like, damn, they just gassed the shit out of me.
Yeah. You know, there was a high school scholars club. I forgot what it was called. But I didn't know that basically everyone got this card, right? Saying that you was like a high school scholar. And I was like, I thought it like meant something. So I would walk around and have it in my wallet. Because I was proud of it. But then I ended up finding out that it was very generic in general. And, you know, it wasn't that special.
It reminds me, my cousin's roommate, she went to Central High School in Newark. Central High School.
Uh-oh.
And she was the valedictorian.
Okay. That's
Her
good.
GPA was like a 2.7.
Wow.
It's still good?
How the hell she's valedictorian?
It was Central High School in Newark.
What does that mean, though? I'm not familiar with the high school.
It was Central High School in Newark.
Okay.
And she was like valedictorian with a 2.7.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
But yo, let's segue into talking, because I was gonna get to this when I was talking about men and dating.
What? You know what I want to talk about?
Let's talk about it.
I want to talk about men who. Okay, I gotta like tread carefully, because I have a friend who is actually he's engaged, and his fiance lives in Japan. So he is black, and he's very like interested and intrigued in the Asian culture. But let's not talk about him.
Oh, I'm about to say this little anime.
But no, so my question is, how do you feel about, or have you ever considered dating outside of the country? Why not?
I don't even want to date outside the state.
Okay.
I barely want to date outside the county.
Okay.
Not that I don't mind traveling to see someone, but I'm not about to take it seriously.
You know, I thought about that, and I was initially, I would say a couple years ago, I was against long distance relationships. But over time, and just seeing the quality of men that are outside of the state and just having those conversations, I'm like, why am I boxing myself in to just a bubble of who's around me? Because clearly it hasn't worked out if, I'm still single. But my thing is, it's like, yes, it's hard as far as communication. Communication doesn't even have to be hard, to be honest. Because one thing that I've learned from my friend who is engaged to the girl in Japan is they literally schedule out. Like, it takes a lot.
He met her, though. She's not.
Yeah, they met. They met.
Because last episode.
They met. It's not a catfish. They met. But he showed me his calendar that they share, and it literally shows like their work hours, their free time of when they're talking, when they're sleeping, just so that they can coincide and actually like have the relationship. But that takes dedication.
That's a overconsumption. So with my long distance relationship, I was in how long? This will be 9 years.
Where does she live? Like, how far was
So
it?
I'm in Union. She's in Atlantic City. So that's 2 hours.
State.
It's 2 hours.
Okay.
It's 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay.
Right. That's a 4-hour drive back and forth.
But you gotta stay there.
I don't have to, but it's still planning, right? We have to go through, and she worked nights and I work days, so we have to flip schedules on your day off. We got to know what your sleeping pattern is.
Yep.
Maybe I gotta leave so you don't be late for work or type of things like that. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Like, and that's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Let alone 2 continents, 2 time zones away from each other. Like, I commend them. I think that's dope. But I also think it's a lot.
It is a lot. It definitely takes dedication. And when he showed that to me, I was very surprised because I'm like, why are you doing all of this? Like, why not find... But then I found out the backstory with his ex and like how traumatizing that was. I'm not going to get into detail because like that is his personal information. But I think because he came from a place of dealing with a lot of trauma from someone who was in a close vicinity and he's lived with, after that it's like, well, if I like talking to someone, we have a lot in common, and unfortunately they do live in a different country, literally the other side of the world, then I want to put in that then I like, why not put in that work to see how things go? Now they're freaking engaged and they're getting married.
So is this a WhatsApp relationship?
No.
You know what I mean by that, right?
What do you mean by that?
So a lot of men have WhatsApp relationships with girls from the DR, girls from Jamaica,
Colombia.
Ooh, Colombia. Shout out to Colombia, Costa Rica. They have those where these women are culturally trained to wait on them hands and foot.
Yeah, but you know what it also is? They specifically target American men. Have you seen 90 Day Fiance?
I have.
Ooh,
The man with the
that's
oodles and
my
noodles.
show. Which man?
The black dude with the oodles and noodles. He ate every day so he could fly to Ukraine.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did that, but I know which one you're talking about. But
Dr. Dre.
So, like, what I was gonna say was, with that show, most of the women who are outside of the country, like, I don't want to say it's their culture, but because they come from a third world country, right? Mm-hmm. And their parents usually are struggling, their families are struggling, and America is kind of looked at as basically like you hit the jackpot when you come here. Like, and obviously we know what it is because we were born and raised here and our family is here, but that's just like what they see like from an outside view. So it's like when you catch someone who is looking for a wife, I feel like there is a sense of manipulation that's going on from their point of view. From the woman? Yeah, from the woman. And them basically just pouring out their love for this potential husband who they kind of see as like their knight in shining armor that's going to take them away from this, you know, way of living. And now they're going to live in a house, they're going to have a car, like they're going to have a family, and then they start bringing their family here.
As they should.
As they should. But my thing is, like, I wonder if these men who are dating out of the country, do they know that? Like, or are they just looking for like a quick...
Sorry.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I kicked the table.
Okay. Too much Casamigos?
Not enough.
But I wonder if they're looking for that as well, or they just want these women because they look good. Or is it both of them? Is it both of the things?
I think that the general gist is men want what we've been conditioned to have, right? As a boy, I was raised that your wife should cook, clean, do the
they're more
Duties.
domesticated.
Yes, right.
Okay.
With all due respect to American women are a lot more independent, got their heads on straight. They're going to try to go out there and do X, Y, Z. Okay. Wait. So if I find me an international woman who has to essentially succumb to me from a power dynamic perspective, and she's beautiful, and she's willing... What's the drawback?
She doesn't talk back. She's just like, okay, yes, like don't ask questions.
What is the drawback?
From a male's perspective, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds ideal.
That's the word, right? Ideal. On the flip side, let's use an American woman, right? Who has an education, who has the ability to make her own decisions and her own money. And she can provide as far as the income and double it for the household. Is it doubling if we're both spending it on the same shit, though? So it's doubling because when it comes to buying property... It sounds good, but it doesn't seem to always work that way. True. So that man, especially maybe your friend, I don't know, probably in a situation where this is a win-win situation. Versus that traumatizing ex that he had that only gave him stress and drama. This Japanese chick, this geisha woman. Well, I don't... Is that culturally inappropriate? I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know. I think geishas are like that, right? Isn't that what a geisha does? Don't ask me because I have no clue. Okay. But I didn't want to go too in depth with his situation, but I just wanted to know your opinion with dating outside of the country. I'm cool with it. For me, honestly, I would not, just because. Because you're a woman. No. All right. First of all, that's very judgmental. Very. And like, I'm serious. That's not why. You're not letting me explain why. Right, go ahead and explain it. Go ahead and explain it. Go ahead. Or is the Casamigos want to talk? No, Casamigos ain't gonna talk. Okay. So the reason why I wouldn't do it was because of the distance. Like that's I gotta take like a 5-hour flight or plus, like 10 hours to get to you. 2 is the language barrier. Potentially. No, it most likely is. Honestly, if I was to date outside of the country, it probably wouldn't be an issue. I'd probably go to Jamaica, get somebody. But anyway. I don't know why. You ain't going to China, huh? You ain't going to Japan? No. Only because. What? You going to Jamaica for something? Listen, only because Japan? No. Listen, okay. I don't date outside of my race just for personal reasons. Is black Chinese? I'm sure there is, but like
I want
It's
the
Chinese
Black
Jamaicans,
experience.
too.
I'm sure there is, but listen, okay, I'm not even gonna go down that road. But nonetheless,
this is a dick
like
joke,
to
by the
me,
way, if y'all didn't get it.
can you chill? You gotta chill. We got 10 minutes left. Okay, so just to me, it doesn't really seem like it would make sense for my lifestyle, and just like the language barrier, like I said, I don't want to necessarily be like. Not saying this would be the case, but like we just said, they're coming from a place where it may be a third world country or like not a poverty-stricken environment, but it's just not here. You know what I mean? Yes. So I don't want to be the person to basically teach you everything and kind of be the like holding down the household and giving all my finances to the household. Like, I don't want to be that person in the relationship.
How would you feel if the man that you eventually did fall in love with took monthly trips outside the country?
With me?
Oh, that's how she feels.
Like together?
No, that's not what I asked
or
you.
by him? Like, why would he be doing that?
Could be for work, could be for fun, could be for leisure.
It could be, if it's for work, that's understandable. First of all, guys' trips. When y'all go to like Colombia and Costa Rica,
we do the swings into the ocean.
No,
we be doing
y'all go there for the
slides.
women. Y'all go there for the
jet
women.
Skiing.
I know one person in particular that makes regular trips to Costa Rica by himself because he's on vacation.
It's
like,
on WhatsApp.
What?
He's on WhatsApp.
Yes. Is that so? If a guy has WhatsApp on his phone,
I ain't saying nothing.
You seem like you know the secrets.
I don't know. That was a nice book. You ever read that book?
No.
The Secret.
So let's switch gears because I cannot.
Fellas, I got you. Don't worry. I ain't dry snitching. That's not what I do.
All right, guys. We're coming to the end of this episode. We got about 10 minutes left, so we're just gonna shout out the Instagram page. You can follow us on We Outside After Work Instagram, and then my Instagram is Beyond the Bullshit, X where the Y is, and bullshit. I've had my Instagram name for like since the beginning of Instagram. Do you know that? I never changed it.
Since the beginning?
Yeah.
Like the first day?
Yeah. I've never changed it.
Or your first day?
My first day.
Okay, because Instagram been around for a minute.
Since I created an Instagram. Anyway, I've been debating on changing it, so it may change or it may not. I don't know, but that's just what it is at this point in time. Aaron, if you want to shout out your Instagram.
Yes. My Instagram is now Aaron _ Again, I will reiterate, please spell my name correctly. AARON. If you misspell it, you will not find me. You don't deserve to find me, honestly, if you misspell my name. I also have a poetry Instagram. I'm actually going to look it up because I forgot it. It's Aaron Early, EARLIE _ poetry. Please follow me. I am trying to get seen. I have a book coming out. I'm hooking up some erotic poetry for all y'all who freaky. And
say that's the poetry that you post on your page.
That's the poetry I post on my personal Instagram.
Is very much like erotic and sexual. Where does that come from?
Experience.
So you just felt like you needed to talk about it?
Nah, I feel like that's what women want to hear. That's my audience.
Okay.
So
I can understand that.
Oops.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
What
my bad.
Is that?
That's my phone.
Ringing?
Yeah.
All right, we got a few more minutes left. We got to finish this up.
My bad.
Okay. All right, guys. So that is both of our Instagrams, and the pod Instagram again is We Outside After Work, and we do have a Gmail account. So the Gmail account, we haven't decided how we want to set this up as far as like if we want you guys to send in questions and we give our advice, but we do just want to give you a way to reach out to us and us communicate with you in any way, shape, or form of what that looks like. But the email is woawpod@gmail.com. So if you do have any questions or like, you want some advice and you want us specifically to help you out, then reach out to us.
And we also want you guys to talk to us on our personal Instagrams or on our Instagram itself for the We Outside podcast. Give us the questions. make it fun, make it insightful. We here to talk. We here to talk about what's going on outside of work. All y'all are working 9 to 5s, maybe entrepreneurs, maybe work from home, maybe whatever the case may be. We want to talk. We want to see how y'all feeling.
Do we? We do. We do.
You don't care about our coworkers?
Co-workers? Is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, they are coworkers.
I like that.
I got you.
Look at you. You got all the stuff.
The little Easter eggs.
I think it's the Casamigos, really. Because you ain't have none of these ideas prior to the show.
First off, I did. We just so happen to not talk about it because, you be going.
Wow. So you're going to blame me.
No,
all
I'm
right.
not going to blame you. First
anyway.
off, can I?
I'm sorry.
So I watch a lot of Nori and Drink Champs, right? Shout out to Drink Champs. Take a shot for Drink Champs. And one thing they are big on.
Empty. Sorry.
One thing they're big on is giving their flowers,
Okay.
right? So I want to give my flowers to you because a lot of this is a brainchild of you. You put all of this together. I am just here to help cultivate you and grow you even further. Obviously, I'm not going to not look out for myself as well.
Right, because you shouting out your poetry page.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As you should.
But to take somebody's vision and to really manifest it and to do it, right? Because that's the thing about people who manifest. They talk about it,
right?
but they don't
There's
do
no
it.
action.
Like, manifestation does not mean just think about it and it'll come. Nah, think about it and
you need to
will
work towards it.
Work.
Exactly.
So, shout out to Dana.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. You're so sweet.
I see her. I've been a real friend for the last almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. Crazy.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
I'll get you a drink afterwards.
Casamigos.
Or maybe you had too many.
First off.
Okay. All right, so we're going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you, Aaron, for giving me my flowers.
Of course.
I'm going to give you your flowers as well for being a part of this and actually dedicating your time and finances to being the co-host because, you are very articulate and you know how to, you know how to express how you're feeling and your thoughts on a lot of different topics, which is what I need as a podcast. So I do appreciate that. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. We're going to wrap it up here and we will catch you on next week's episode.
All right, for all those who we outside, we out.